Before traveling to Japan, there are things no one really explains to you. Japan is often described as perfect, safe, organized, and futuristic. And while that's true, the reality can feel very different if you're not prepared. So before you book your flight or finalize your plans, here's what you actually need to know about Japan. The things that can completely change your experience as a visitor. Japan looks extremely advanced, but many travelers are surprised by how limited public Wi-Fi actually is. Outside of cafes, hotels, and major stations, internet access can be inconsistent. That's why most visitors end up renting a pocket Wi-Fi or buying a local SIM card. Without it, navigating the city, translating signs, or finding transportation can become stressful very quickly. Another surprise is payment. Even in big cities like Tokyo and Osaka, many small restaurants and shops still prefer cash. Not every ATM accepts foreign cards, so having enough cash with you is essential. Japan has very strict social rules, even if no one explains them to you directly. People rarely correct tourists, but that doesn't mean mistakes go unnoticed. Speaking loudly in public spaces, especially on trains, is considered rude. Answering phone calls on public transportation is strongly discouraged. Eating while walking is also uncommon, and throwing trash on the street is unacceptable, even though you'll notice there are very few trash bins available. In Japan, respect is shown through silence, patience, and awareness of others. Japan's transportation system is one of the best in the world, but it can be overwhelming at first. There are multiple train companies, different ticket systems, and complex station layouts. Trains are incredibly punctual, but that also means missing one connection can disrupt your entire route. Another important detail many tourists overlook is the last train. In most cities, trains stop running around midnight. If you miss the last train, taxis are extremely expensive, and sometimes not even available. Space in Japan is much smaller than most visitors expect. Hotel rooms, apartments, and even luggage storage areas are compact. Many travelers feel shocked when they realize how little room they have to move or store bags. Capsule hotels might look interesting online, but they're not comfortable for everyone, especially for longer stays. Airbnb listings also follow strict rules, and some neighborhoods do not welcome tourists at all. Japanese food is incredible, but it comes with challenges. Many dishes contain fish, seafood, or ingredients that aren't always obvious. Vegetarian, vegan, and allergy-friendly options exist, but they are limited compared to other countries. Menus are often written only in Japanese, and staff may not speak English. Another important detail: tipping does not exist in Japan. Trying to leave a tip can feel confusing or even uncomfortable for locals. Outside tourist areas, English is not widely spoken. This doesn't mean people aren't helpful, they absolutely are. However, communication often relies on gestures, translation apps, and patience. Having a translator on your phone can completely change how confident you feel moving around the country. Japan is one of the safest countries in the world. People leave belongings unattended, children walk alone, and crime rates are extremely low. If you lose something, there's a high chance it will be returned. This sense of safety is one of the reasons so many people fall in love with Japan. Japan is fascinating, but it's not anime every day. Life can feel intense, structured, and emotionally reserved. People are polite and respectful, but forming deep connections takes time. Understanding this difference helps avoid disappointment and culture shock. Japan is a country where rules are followed very seriously, sometimes even when they don't seem to make much sense. For example, changing a reservation, missing a deadline, or breaking a small rule can create real problems. People will rarely make exceptions, even for tourists. This level of structure makes Japan extremely organized, but it can also feel rigid if you're not used to it. Japan is known for discipline and hard work, but that comes with a hidden cost. Long working hours, social pressure, and fear of making mistakes are very real. Many people struggle silently because talking openly about emotions is not common. Understanding this helps visitors see beyond the perfect image of Japan. Japanese public bathrooms are surprisingly clean, even in train stations and parks. Some are extremely high-tech with heated seats and sound buttons. Others are very traditional and can feel confusing at first. This contrast often surprises visitors and says a lot about Japanese culture. Japan has some of the most crowded cities in the world, yet many people feel deeply alone. It's common to see people eating alone, traveling alone, and living very independent lives. This isn't necessarily seen as sad. it's often just normal. For visitors, this contrast can feel strange but fascinating. Convenience stores in Japan are not just places to buy snacks. They sell full meals, hot food, fresh drinks, and even daily necessities. Many travelers end up relying on them for quick, affordable, and surprisingly good food. This is one of those small details that changes your daily routine in Japan. Even with excellent public transportation, you will walk a lot in Japan. Stations are large, cities are spread out, and walking is part of daily life. Comfortable shoes are not optional, they are essential. One of the biggest cultural shocks for visitors is how quiet public spaces are. Trains, buses, and even crowded areas can feel almost silent. This silence isn't awkward, it's respectful. Once you understand this, Japan feels calmer and more peaceful. Japan is small in size but extremely diverse. Tokyo feels completely different from Kyoto, Osaka, or rural areas. Each region has its own food, accent, customs, and rhythm of life. Traveling between regions feels like visiting different countries. Japan is an unforgettable country, but knowing these details before traveling can completely change your experience. If you're planning a trip, save this video. And for more travel facts and world mysteries, follow, comment, and enable notifications.